And good morning. Welcome to the work week. It's Jason Mann with Jim Check, Kelowna now live on YouTube and X. And our 5-day weather forecast for ATB weather coming up in a few moments as well. Check on the road conditions, what's happening around the province. First off, let's start with some news. This morning, police and firefighters are investigating suspicious fire at a Kelowna home.
Yeah, firefighters quickly extinguished that fire with minimal damage to the home's exterior and attic. Platoon Captain Chris Zimmerman said the fire in the 1800 block of Bernard Avenue was reported by multiple people around 4:40 a.m. First arriving firemen found visible flames at the front entrance of the home. 15 firefighters sent to deal with it quickly knocked it down. The fire is deemed suspicious. At this time, is currently under investigation by RCMP and the KFD.
Well, the bodies of 3 people killed in a heli-skiing crash north of Terrace last Monday have been recovered. The head of the guiding company says, a local guiding company, right?
We talked about this story quite a bit. The victims of the January 22nd crash have been identified as 3 Italians.
And BC River Forecast Center downgrading a flood warning, but to expect fast-flowing water.
You were in Vancouver this weekend.
And got to observe...
You had to get a new pair of boots.
Yeah, I did. Ones with sufficient soles to handle the water flow.
It was just pouring like crazy.
Oh, just unbelievable. And the Fraser is a churny brown mix for sure.
Isn't it always?
I guess. More so than
So they've downgraded that now just to a flood watch for that... atmospheric river, right, that they were expecting. So, but steer clear of fast-flowing water like the Fraser River.
Yeah,
it's probably very fast at this time of the year,
I'd say. And police in this is a disturbing story. Jeez. Police in Coquitlam are asking the public's help in identifying 2 separate drivers suspected of hitting the same pedestrian in an alleged hit-and-run crash.
I guess she got hit first. She was walking legally through a crosswalk at the intersection of Pine Tree Way and Guildford Way, right across from City Hall, when the first vehicle struck her as it made a turn. A short time later, a second vehicle struck the woman who was unconscious on the ground. Neither driver remained on the scene. Patrol officers found the scene Saturday night after noticing a member of the public had pulled over to help the woman who was seriously injured. Police say the first suspect vehicle is described as a white SUV that may have sustained damage to its front end, while the second is red or burgundy SUV. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment.
And miraculously still alive.
Yeah, so that's the second serious alleged hit and run in Metro Vancouver. RCMP in Surrey say the man died after being struck after 1:30 a.m. Saturday morning, and 3 people were arrested shortly afterwards. The Mounties say the victim in that incident was found severely injured several blocks away from where the witness described seeing the vehicle hit him. 5 things.
5 things.
Well, the U.S. says it will retaliate after soldiers killed in the Middle East. So that there's been a lot of talk on the internet there about that and what the Americans will do. So
drone strike led to 3
likely deaths. Something will happen today or the next day. And then Canada has suspended funding as well. A bunch of countries have suspended funding for the UN aid agency after it was learned that many of them participated in that October 7th massacre.
Hey.
House of Commons becoming a stage, says former PM.
A stage.
Joe Clark. Well, he was
no
like,
way.
He was like, Joe Clark was like PM for what? The weekend?
Yeah.
So I think, when I got a chance to speak with Jean Chrétien when he was here, he said that too. He said and so did Stephen Harper, actually. I got to speak with both of them, said that, politics has kind of turned into like celebrity status as opposed to when it was, about doing the job. And I think we need to get rid of a lot of that. So there you go. Number 4. What's going on in 4? Oh, well, searches for Taylor Swift's AI images like crazy. Like, what? People got nothing else better to do? To look for fake pictures of her and
or to make
compromising
fake
situations, like, or make them like, geez whiz. Okay. Yeah, and then you can go ahead and read that one yourself. Deportation of Chinese women revealed on eve of foreign interference inquiry. There you go. That's the 5 things
you need to know.
You need to know
around the world.
Lots going on that Texas border, though, too.
Yes.
Lots of, I think, how many governors now? 25 governors.
25 states, yeah.
Stating they're going to send National Guard down there.
There's
the
a
Biden
convoy
administration saying
lining.
that they want access to the border, and those 25 governors aren't giving them access.
Yeah.
So, crazy.
Well, a little closer to home, Big White, if you're planning a trip up, looks like the ski resort is reporting a fresh centimeter of powder this morning in the last 7 days.
Just a light dusting.
Light dusting,
nice, eh?
yeah.
Just like icing.
Just nice and crisp and white. 44 centimeters have fallen at the hill over the last week, bringing the base now up to 166 centimeters.
That's a nice, healthy base.
Mm-hmm. I heard they had a little bit of rain, but...
oh, yeah, it's only 2 degrees up there today, so that's a nice, warm day.
Yeah.
Wow. You don't want to get too warm, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
15 lifts running and 118 runs open.
And you can always find the latest conditions at KelownaNow.com, including webcams.
There you go. Whiskey.
The whiskey lovers, they're not going to want to miss this Kelowna tasting event. Ogopogo Rotary's annual mystery whiskey tasting event is coming up this February.
That's definitely an acquired taste. One
It
that
is.
I've never acquired.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Kind of sits like right in my chest if I ever drink. It's just like, but some people really like it. And some of the whiskeys there are 25 years old, and they come from a range of unique distilleries. This event has raised over $50,000 over the past years, and proceeds from the 2024 edition will be shared with the Okanagan College Foundation. So there you go, and you can go on KelownaNow.com, as you should always do every morning, and you can find this story, and then you can click the link to get some tickets, which are going to be around $65.
And then there is the Whiskey Global 2024 VIP experience, which you could win.
More whiskey?
More whiskey.
There you go.
Now, these tickets are worth like $190 each, and this event is happening at the historic Laurel Packing House. So always a very nice environment there, warm and cozy, and part of Kelowna's history. Get to sort of spend a beautiful day and experience that, or an evening, I guess I should say.
Well, that's cool. Like, so
Catered
imagine
dinner.
for that $190, you get some whiskey with that.
Some whiskey and a catered dinner as part of
nice.
that. Yeah.
There you go. You can go on KelownaNow.com. 70 different whiskeys. If you taste 70 different whiskeys, I think you might need a ride home.
Choose wisely.
or a place to sleep.
Choose wisely.
You can go on KelownaNow.com and find out more about that. 70 different whiskeys.
Yeah,
I
that
guess
sounds-
you'd have to choose, like you said, choose wisely.
Yeah.
There you go.
And the roads now brought to you by CSN Collision. We are expecting some road closures on Highway 97 once again, the usual spot, Summerland, and that at the usual time, 11 to 12:30 today.
Yeah, so that blasting work will continue probably for the next little while too, right? Crews will be installing rock bolts, anchors, and further stabilization methods. So they're going to try and fix that area so that doesn't happen again. They're going to try and do some permanent slide mitigation measures after analyzing the results from their investigative drilling. So hopefully they get that done in short order.
Mm-hmm. And another closure is happening on Leon Avenue in Kelowna this week. Construction at the Water Street by
Water Street by the park.
Yeah.
That's a tower that's going up across from the Kelowna Gospel, where the Kelowna Gospel Mission was. So Leon Avenue will be closed between Abbott and Water from noon to Monday, January 29th until noon, Wednesday, January 31st. So a couple of days, you're not going to be able to get through that area, but there's lots of ways around it for sure. And it's allowed for a big concrete pour for the 3 towers. So I imagine there's a bit of concrete being poured in that. There you go. I remember when SOPA was the largest concrete pour in Kelowna. I'm assuming that one's probably going to be larger.
I would think so.
Are we going to do some weather? Or?
Yeah, let's do it. Brought to you by ATB Wealth. Realize your vision of wealth at atb.com/wealth Kelowna. Look at those highs. 8 degrees. That's almost double digit.
Yeah, almost double digits.
Rain and showers today and tonight. And that trend is basically what we're going to see all week. But let's take a look out the window, see how things are shaping up. It's, well, as you expect, gray and cloudy. Some low foggy cloud as well. Up on the highway, this is the scene at the top of the...
You drove through that yesterday. How was that?
Yeah, just wet. It's, you know, I mean, it looks actually a little worse than it was for the most part there. It was just wet. And then heading the other way to Calgary, looks about the same.
Yeah.
And so the forecast for the next few days, we do have a little bit of sun maybe in the works tomorrow, but just peaking out. Chance of showers continue with a high of 7. And then showers right through till the weekend, where Friday night, things actually get cold enough where we might see a return of some flurries, and Saturday as well, which is possible.
As always, when we have temperatures hovering around the 0 mark, be very careful on the roadways, because what was wet can turn into black ice. And black ice is very, very tricky, because some parts of the highway may not have ice on them, and some parts will. I've experienced black ice myself a few times in northern Alberta, and you don't even see it, and then all of a sudden you see like 6-7 vehicles in the ditch, and then you realize, might be slippery.
It's like a banana peel.
I remember I saw that, and I was going to pull over to help them, and I went to put on my brakes, and I just slid forever, like it was a skating rink.
Yeah.
And the roads looked like wet, not wet, but just dark, right? And it was at night, and there was no snow on the roads.
That was sort of the scene a couple of weeks ago in the Coquihalla.
Definitely be cautious when the temperatures hover around 0, and they especially go up a little bit and then down a little bit, and then because that melted stuff can turn into ice easily.
Yeah.
We have the CEO from Flair Airlines today, so that'll be an interesting discussion. And we also have news again at 4 o'clock.
And we have Mark Burley coming in from downtown Kelowna as well today.
Well, there you go.
So it's
we got
a busy
full day.
Yeah.
Busy, busy, busy. One time we're going to be doing live streaming at least 8 hours a day. There you go.
All right. Well, we're on our way.
The future of Kelowna Now. If you want the news all the time, online all the time, 365, KelownaNow.com. And if you want our newsletter delivered to your inbox,
hit us up.
Before 7 a.m. every morning. Again, 365 days a year.
You can subscribe at KelownaNow.com as well.
All right. Until then, have a great day.